The truth most men are afraid to admit. There's a truth that most men never want to face, and it's this. Women often deeply desire a man, but they'll never say it out loud. Not because they don't want to, but because they'll test you first. They'll observe. They'll wait to see if you're strong enough, calm enough, and self-possessed enough to notice the signals without becoming a needy, weak man craving approval. Here's the sad reality. Most men have no idea when a woman is secretly craving them. You might talk to her every day, thinking she's just being sweet and friendly, while in truth, she's quietly imagining you as her lover. But because you either react too little or too much, you end up ruining everything. That's when she loses interest. That's when you go from being the mysterious man to just another predictable guy who lacks self-control. So remember this. Women don't say, "I want you," the way men hope they will. They use signals. They drop clues. They let you discover it for yourself. And a stoic man, one who doesn't chase external validation, he isn't fooled by illusion. He watches in silence. He sees the signs, and he chooses his response with strength, not with instinct. In the next part, you'll discover. Sign number 1, the unconscious thing women do when they secretly want you to take them. Trust me, you'll never look at women the same way again. Don't look away. You're about to begin a journey most men aren't clear-headed enough to complete. HerHeart, Part 1, Sign number 1, the look of desire. Want to know if a woman secretly craves you? Look into her eyes. Not the polite glance, not the casual, quick look people give out of courtesy. I'm talking about something else. A gaze that lingers just a moment longer, carrying something unspoken beneath the surface. It's the kind of look that makes you ask yourself, why is she looking at me like that? No words, no smile, just a gaze, deep, slow, then suddenly turning away. But then, coming back. Women can control their words, their gestures, even their facial expressions. But Amity, they can't hide the eyes when they're truly drawn to a man. When a woman deeply desires you, her eyes will hold on to you just a beat longer. She'll look when she thinks you're not watching, and if you catch her, she'll turn away, but then glance back, just to see if you noticed. That's a test. She wants to know, do you have the strength to recognize that gaze? Or will you miss it like every other harmless, forgettable man? A man who lives by calmness doesn't flinch. He doesn't fumble, smile nervously, or rush into cheesy compliments. He simply offers a subtle smile, a nod, and keeps control in his hands. That's deadly attractive. So now you know the first sign. The eyes never lie. But what about sign number 2? Imagine this, a woman who's never made the first move with anyone, but every time you walk in, she's suddenly fixing her appearance. In the next part, you'll see how a woman shows desire through what seem like accidental details. Don't miss it. Part 2 will change the way you see a woman's makeup mirror forever. HerHeart, in Part 2, sign number 2, the accidental moves that aren't accidental. She adjusts her collar, touches her hair, glances at her reflection when you walk in. You think it's just unconscious behavior? Think again. Women always know what they're doing, especially when they're not near a man who makes their heart skip a beat. Here's the truth. Women express desire through actions disguised as coincidence. She runs her fingers through her hair, not because it's messy. She reapplies lipstick, not because it's faded. She straightens her posture, not because she's uncomfortable. These are silent invitations designed to draw your attention without ever saying a word. And here's what you must understand as a Stoic man. You don't react, you notice, but you don't rush. Overreacting is the mark of a man who lacks control, but a calm, confident silence. That's what makes a woman fall. She doesn't want a guy who compliments her every time she flips her hair. She wants a man who notices everything and stays composed. Because when you master yourself, you gain power over her heart. You've just seen one of the silent weapons women use when they secretly want you, but it doesn't stop there. In part 3, where you'll discover a signal she can't control, even when she tries to hide her true desire. Stay tuned, because the next sign will expose her real emotions, no matter how good she is at pretending. Counterpart 3, sign number 3, the sweet anxiety she can't hide. She laughs a lot, but when she's in front of you, that laugh suddenly feels a little nervous. She speaks confidently with others, but when you lock eyes with her, you catch a flicker of hesitation. That's not insecurity, that's emotion slipping through the cracks. Women are masters at controlling their expressions. They know how to hold a poised, independent frame. But when she truly desires you, her body will betray her. She laughs more than usual, even if nothing's funny. She repeats herself because she forgot what she just said. She asks you a question, then forgets what she was going to say next. That's not random. That's nervous energy mixed with anticipation, a rare state that only shows up when a woman is deeply drawn to you. And for a Stoic man, this is where your strength matters most. No teasing, no smirking, no jumping in with clever lines. Just hold her gaze, stay grounded, let her sweet anxiety fill the space. You don't have to do much, just be present. With all your masculine calm, self-control, and depth. That alone is enough to make her heart race all over again. You've just witnessed the emotional slip-ups a woman can't fake and can't hide when she truly cares. But what happens when she starts putting you before herself? Sign number 4. In the next part, we'll show you something powerful. When a woman loves for real, she's willing to leave her world behind and step into yours. Keep watching. Part 4. You're about to touch the deepest core of a woman's emotional world. To part 4. Sign number 4, when she puts you before herself. There's a simple but undeniable truth. A woman doesn't give up her time, her energy, or her freedom unless she's truly drawn to you. When a woman secretly craves you, she'll start doing things that might seem small on the surface, but carry a deep emotional weight. She shifts her schedule just to see you, even for a few minutes. She skips a party or cancels on friends just to have a quiet conversation with you. She shows up at just the right moment, even if you never asked. These aren't subtle hints anymore. These are priorities. And prioritizing someone is a form of emotional investment, one that feels risky for any woman. She knows it could lead to disappointment. She knows she could get hurt. And still, she chooses you. Why? Because deep down, she senses something rare in you. A man with depth, a man with calm, a man with strength. The kind of man who makes her want to step out of her comfort zone Women like this don't say it outright, "I like you," but their actions say everything. And if you're a man living by the Stoic philosophy, you'll notice it without needing words. You won't exploit it. You won't try to control it. You'll simply respect the silent gift she's giving you, her willingness to make you a priority. If you've ever seen a woman change her plans for you, spend time with you, or quietly show up when you needed someone, you might have overlooked one of the most powerful signs. But it's okay, because on a sign number 5, the final and most intense will reveal when a woman can no longer hide how she feels. Keep watching. Part 5. To understand this, when she doesn't just want you, but begins to trust you. Part 5. Sign number 5, when she lets you see her most vulnerable self. This is the final sign and the rarest one, because while a woman may smile, flirt, and spend time with you, she'll only do this when she genuinely trusts and desires you. She lets you see her most vulnerable side. Not the dramatic tears of a movie, not attention-seeking complaints, but something raw and deeply personal. The moment she drops every mask in front of you. When she tells you about fears she's never voiced to anyone. When she opens up about past wounds, not to be comforted, but to be understood. When she sits quietly with you without trying to be strong or interesting or fun. Why would she do that? Because in her eyes, you feel like a safe place. You're not just a passing thrill. You're a man of emotional depth, calm presence, and unwavering trust, like a rock in the middle of a storm. A woman only reveals this side of herself when she doesn't fear being judged. She believes you won't use her vulnerability against her. And most of all, she feels something real and strong for you. In female psychology, this is the highest level of emotional connection a woman can offer when her feelings no longer hide behind charm or smiles. And if you're a Stoic man, you won't rush in with promises. You'll simply listen, be present, and honor the courage she's showing you. You've now seen all 5 signs. Now it's time to pause and ask yourself, has anyone ever shown you these signs and you missed them? And if you want to live with the calm, strength, and quiet magnetism of a Stoic man, don't leave just yet, because our part 6 will break down the philosophy of love, desire, and masculine power through the lens of Stoicism, and it just might change the way you see every relationship. Part 6, the power of a desired man, not in his words, but in his presence. You've now seen the 5 subtle signs a woman desires you, but now it's time to look deeper into yourself. Ask yourself, why does she desire you? What is it about you that she can't ignore? And why do other men come and go in her life while you stay? The answer lies in the Stoic philosophy, where a man's value doesn't come from words, wealth, or looks, but from his unwavering presence. Presence, not promises. The Stoic man doesn't chase with flattery. He doesn't bend to please. He doesn't fear rejection. Why? Because he knows exactly who he is. He shows up like an old-rooted tree, quiet, grounded, and unmoved by emotional storms. And women feel that. They don't need him to say, "I'll always be here." Just by being near him, they feel safe, seen, and slowly, irresistibly drawn in. Strength doesn't come from perfection. The Stoic man has failed. He's been hurt. But he doesn't let the past define him. Instead, he uses pain to forge inner power. He's calm yet strong, firm yet compassionate. He doesn't react easily. He doesn't get manipulated. He's the kind of man who makes a woman want to give everything she once held back. Naruyur. But what they deeply desire is a man with inner strength, steadfast purpose, calm and reliable masculinity, and you don't have to try to show that. You simply live it as a stoic man who doesn't seek attention, but draws all eyes simply by being. You're almost at the end of this journey. The final chapter is a powerful message that will move you to take action, to shift your mindset, raise your value, and become the kind of man no woman can ignore. Keep going. Part 7, From Desire to Devotion, How to Keep Her Heart Without Ever Chasing It. Part 7, From Desire to Devotion, How to Keep a Woman's Heart Without Ever Chasing It. You've now seen the 5 subtle signs that she quietly desires you. You understand the difference between a man who leaves a mark and one who's easily forgotten. But here's the final and most important question. How do you not only spark her desire, but earn her lasting commitment? Terpiti. The secret isn't in tactics, it's in your mindset. The Stoic man doesn't try to keep a woman by texting constantly. He doesn't panic when she's online, but doesn't reply. He doesn't play jealousy games to test her feelings. Instead, he holds his value. He lives his life with focus, discipline, and purpose. He builds something meaningful, and if she chooses to walk beside him, he welcomes her. If not, he continues forward, without controlling, without fear of loss. Bercharner, true attraction, when you don't try to hold her, and yet she stays. A woman isn't held by sweet words. She's drawn to the man who can stand alone, yet chooses to make space for her. That's lasting attraction. It's a connection deeper than physical, where minds, values, and emotions meet. Nashibri, a timeless insight from Stoic wisdom. We suffer more in imagination than in reality. Seneca. Don't fear that she'll leave. Don't torment yourself when things don't go your way. Remember, the right woman stays when you stay true to the man you are. Namra Ishaktus. The journey begins with you. If you want to become the kind of man a woman never forgets, start by being disciplined with yourself. Learn to stay grounded in your thoughts, your actions, and your emotions. Don't chase her. Walk with such purpose that she wants to follow. You've learned the quiet signs that she's secretly drawn to you. Now let's go deeper, because there's a difference between desire and real love. Here are the 5 things a woman only does for the man she truly loves. Sign number 1, she defends you behind your back. Here's a truth most men never see coming. A woman's real loyalty isn't shown when she's standing beside you. It's shown when you're not even in the room. A woman who truly loves you doesn't let her friends gossip about you. She doesn't allow others to mock your dreams, your flaws, or your past. Instead, she speaks up. She protects your name. Why? Because to her, you're not just some guy, you're her man. And love to a Stoic mind is tied to honor. Remember, what you do when no one's watching defines your character. Same goes for her. She may never even tell you what she defended you from. She doesn't need recognition. She just wants to keep your dignity intact, because in her eyes it's sacred. This type of silent loyalty, it's rare, it's powerful, and it speaks volumes about the depth of her affection. If a woman shields you from judgment, especially when it would have been easier to stay quiet. That's not ordinary love. That's respect-driven love, Stoic love. Ania Coricio, sign number 2. She makes sacrifices without asking for praise. A woman in love does something most people overlook. She quietly rearranges her world to make space for you. She might cancel plans with friends to support you on a stressful day. She'll drive the extra hour to see you, even when she's exhausted. She remembers your schedule, your preferences, your boundaries, and she adapts, all without announcing it. Why is this important? Because in a world obsessed with attention and validation, a quiet sacrifice is a loud declaration of love. She doesn't do it to get a thank you post on social media. She does it because she genuinely cares. It's not about recognition, it's about devotion. Stoicism teaches us that true love is not impulsive. It's not noisy or dramatic. It's calm, committed, and consistent. Love is not about possession. It's about appreciation and service. So if a woman gives up her comfort, her time, or even her pride, just to lift you up, not to manipulate you, but to support you, that's love in action, not flashy, not performative, just real. Number 3, she supports your mission, not just your emotions. There's a difference between a woman who listens to your feelings and a woman who understands your purpose. The one who loves you deeply, she's not just there for the tears. She's there for the long nights, the grind, the silence, and the setbacks. She supports your growth, not your comfort. She doesn't tell you, "You've done enough, rest forever." She says, "You're capable of more. I believe in what you're building." That's rare, that's gold. And Stoicism reminds us. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Marcus Aurelius. A woman who loves you wants to build with you, not just enjoy the fruits of your labor. She's aligned with your values, your vision, and your code. She doesn't distract you from the mission. She becomes part of the mission. In a world where many chase attention, the woman who respects your path is irreplaceable. Real love isn't just about feeling something for someone. It's about walking beside them, even when the road gets steep. Sign number 4, she adopts your struggles as her own. When a woman truly loves you, she doesn't stand at a distance watching you fight your battles. She steps her into the arena with you, sometimes in silence, sometimes with fire. She feels your weight, not to carry it for you, but to remind you that you're not carrying it alone. She doesn't flinch when money's tight. She doesn't panic when plans fall apart. Instead, she says, "We'll figure it out together." That's not weakness. That's her emotional strength, rooted in love, and it's rare. As the Stoics teach us, difficulties show a person's character, Epictetus. So when life tests you, and it will, watch who stays. Watch who leans in. A woman who loves you sees your struggle, and instead of asking, "When will this end?" she asks, "What can I do to help us win?" She turns pain into purpose, fear into focus, and setbacks into shared stories. In the end, she's not just your partner. She's your anchor in the storm. Sign number 5, she guards your name when you're not around. You'll know a woman loves you not just by what she says to you, but by what she says about you when you're not in the room. She doesn't let others mock you, question your worth, or spread rumors behind your back. Even when no one's watching, she protects your reputation like it's her own. That's loyalty. She doesn't join in gossip. She doesn't laugh at your expense. She defends your name, even if it costs her approval from others. Why? Because to her, you're not just a man. You're her man. And what belongs to her, she honors. In today's world, loyalty is rare. But a woman in love, she knows the value of respect. And as the Stoics remind us, the things which are precious are seldom easy to find. Seneca. So if you find a woman who honors your absence as much as your presence, who guards your dignity when you're not there to do it yourself, don't take her for granted. That's not just love. That's integrity. And in a world full of noise, she's your quiet protector. Stoic reflection and call to action. In a world chasing instant pleasure and surface-level attraction, a woman who shows depth, loyalty, and intentional love is rare. These 5 signs, from respecting your time, nurturing your peace, showing up during your darkest moments, sharing your burdens, to defending your name behind your back, aren't just romantic gestures. They're proof of our emotional maturity. Proof that her love is not just for the good times, but for the storms too. And you must ask yourself, are you the kind of man who deserves that level of love? Because the Stoic truth is this: don't ask for a good partner. Be worthy of one. Epictetus. Women don't give this kind of love to just anyone. They give it to the man who leads with strength, walks with integrity, and holds himself accountable, no matter who's watching. So if you've seen these signs in your life, don't let them go unnoticed. Don't take them for granted. Appreciate them. Reciprocate them. Elevate yourself to figure to match that love. And if you haven't seen these signs yet, focus not on chasing them, but on becoming the kind of man they're drawn to. Because real love, the Stoic kind, is not about possession. It's about character. Now, if this message resonated with you, subscribe for more Stoic wisdom tailored for modern men. Share this video with someone who needs this reminder, and comment below, what's the one trait you believe defines a truly loving woman? Let's build a community of strong, mindful, and grounded men who don't just talk about greatness, but live it.